So today I'm going to show you how I plant tomato plants. I'm Gary McDougall from Grow the Food You Love. First off, because I started these plants more than 8 weeks ago, I've got them in 1 gallon pots. Now, if I planted this plant as deep as I'd want to go, like up the stem up to about there, that's probably about 10 to 12 inches deep. Instead of planting that deep, I turned these over about 3 days ago as I start hardening them off, and the plant starts growing upright like that. So I only have to plant it, you'll see, about 6 inches deep. That's the first thing to do. The next thing I do is I plant it about 18 inches apart. So I've got drip irrigation every 6 inches. So I go 6 inches, 12 inches, 18 inches. And I should mention too, we've got our chickens right down at the end of this bed because we put our chickens in the bed to eat all the predator bugs. A lot of people are complaining about getting their plants getting eaten this time of the year. Our chickens eat the cutworms and eat the wood lice and a bunch of bad stuff. So they're cleaning that out for us. So back to the planting hole. I'm just digging this hole. I just want to dig it as deep as I'm going to plant it because this is a no-dig system. We don't turn or till our soil. This soil is already nice and crumbly. It's nice and dark and rich because we don't till it, we just feed it. We let the worms and the microbiology in the soil do all the turning for us. I'm going to show you. I need to get this a little bit wider. Oh. There we go. Now to take the tomato plant out of its pot, just squeeze the sides. I like to tilt it right over the planting hole so any excess dirt goes back in there. Now something I should say too about tomato plants, these are a few weeks, oh look at the worms in there. These are a couple weeks earlier than I expected. I planted these at the end of May last year because nighttime temperatures were above 10 degrees and daytime temperatures above 20. We're getting that right now early in May. So we're just gonna plant, I think 11 tomato plants on this row. And I'm planting them early thinking that if we do get some cold nights, I will cover these tomato plants up with remay cloth. That'll give them warmth. What I do with all the tomato plants before I put them in here is I dip them in this water, and in this water is kelp fertilizer. Kelp fertilizer really helps root development. So I want this tomato plant to attach its roots to the soil as quick as possible so that kelp fertilizer helps that process out. It helps it establish its roots early and get that plant. I want the plant to focus on being really healthy and developing its roots first. And then take a little handful of 686 organic fertilizer and mix it in the hole. Now when I start putting this back in the hole, I notice that there's some leaves that are a little bit low. You can cut, I don't mind cutting off a few of the lower leaves when I see that up top there's a lot of good green growth up here. The plant obviously needs to photosynthesize with the sun with all its leaves, so we've got enough leaf development up there. That's good enough. And then I just gently put the soil back in, mix it in with the 686 fertilizer. That's going to give it lots of nutrition for it to grow and produce lots of tomatoes. These are Amish paste tomatoes. They produce amazing, really tasty tomatoes that you can eat in sandwiches, you can eat in salads, and they're great for like stewing and sauces and soups and stuff. I grow lots of these Amish paste every year. And there we go. Is that 18 inches? 6, 12, 18 exactly. And then these get to about 5 or 6 feet tall, and they'll produce like 10 pounds or more of tomatoes. See you next time. If you want to learn more about growing tomatoes, join our Facebook group, Grow the Food You Love.